Hello there, Year 6. Today's English is all about a lady called Floella Benjamin. In fact, she has the official title of Lady, so Lady Floella Benjamin. She moved to England in 1949, and that's just 4 years after World War II ended. So Floella came to England as part of the Windrush generation. Now, I know in history this week you'll have some tasks linked to the Windrush from Mrs. Wingrove, and you will become experts by the end of the week. First of all, today there's a video clip, and that's from Newsround, to watch and enjoy, where she talks about a little bit about having to battle everyday life in her first few years of coming to England. After that, there's a sheet of information to read, giving more detail about her early life, then when she moved to the UK and as she grew up into an adult, and finally some information about her amazing achievements. Once you've read that information, you have a question sheet. I want you to really think carefully about some of your answers in particular today. Today is more about giving your thoughts and explaining the information rather than simply retrieving answers. In the question that asks, how do you think Floella felt when she had to go and live with her foster parents, and in brackets her aunties, you need to imagine how it would make you feel. Especially think about how she was treated at this point, and it says in the text they were treated like servants and they kept all the money that had been sent for the children. So put yourself in the shoes of these children. How would that make you feel? Use those thoughts to help you answer. When looking at the question, why is her story an important one, I want you to think about Floella's whole story, how she was treated early in her childhood, how she overcame the difficulties of being seen only as a colour and not as a person. Think about what she achieved and when she grew up despite her early difficulties. And think about how she was treated at the time and what we must make sure of in today's world. So what message is she giving out by telling her story? With the question that starts, in your opinion, why did her dad want to go to England to play jazz music? This one is part retrieval, part say it in your own way. So you need to retrieve the information, but because the question says, in your opinion, you have to explain it in your own words, what it makes you think of and what it makes you understand about that. For the question that says, explain why Floella decided to write an autobiography, I just want to make sure that you understand an autobiography is a story that someone writes about themselves, about their own life and about their own experiences. So why do you think that Floella decided to write about herself? It says it in the text, so find that one. And then the final question I'm going to talk to you about is the one that says, do you think her parents were right to leave the children and go to England? So yes or no, and then explain why. And I want you to think about her parents' circumstances, so the situation they were in at that time and what they believed coming to England would mean for them and eventually for their children. So do you think it was right? And try and explain why. Now for today's work about Floella Benjamin, I want to give you an extra chance to earn some dojo points. Your vocabulary sheet challenge needs to be completed by you without any help from your teacher. But you can ask any adult at home for help. You can use dictionaries if you have them, and you can certainly find a dictionary site online to find out the meaning of each of these words. How many words can you find? Up to 11 dojos are waiting for you. So the words are migrating, society, politician, foster, forbidden, determined, prestigious, OBE, autobiography, cameo, dramatised. I'm going to post a couple of stories this week just for you to enjoy. The first one, linked to Floella Benjamin, is her own story coming to England that she wrote herself, and that's read by David Olusoga. And then another later in the week where the wonderful lady herself is reading to us from one of her own storybooks called My Two Grannies. So look out for those later this week.